Wednesday night. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another version of the Uncle Tony Show. Obviously, it's been another long week, lot to discuss. In a minute, we'll send it over to Uncle Tony himself, but for the meantime, as you guys come on into the chat, just say hello. We do love to hear who's checking us out there, and I know some of you guys like to chop it up as well, so we certainly like to hear what's on your mind. Please do us the favor of hitting that share button, hitting that like button. Helps us get it a little bit further out there when, you know, the algorithm doesn't always favor our type of show.
Oh,
you know how it is.
Of course.
Of course they love us, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So how are you doing this week, Uncle Tony?
Great intro there, Adam. Great intro. I like your intros.
Thank you.
Good job.
I appreciate that.
How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Uncle Tony Redpill Show. Because, you know, you always get the red pills over here. Oh, man. Folks, honestly, the last couple of days, I was keeping up on stuff, but not going as deep as I usually do. You know, just take a little break, trying to enjoy life, have fun. Because, yo, this pandemic, my God, honestly, talk about the mob creature dorks with suits. Those are the biggest mobsters in the world. You know what? These people, I mean, honestly, and you know what? Most people don't believe their crap. But then you get the stupids, the useful idiots, the sheep, the zombies that believe their crap. Unreal. They just jacked up the whole world right here, the globalists. Are you kidding me right now? Honestly, by the way, drop us a comment. Let us know where you are. Go over to Facebook. Try to show me as many comments as you could to end them. Even, you can't really do the comments from Periscope there, but I could see them on my feed. But I think YouTube and Facebook, we usually see the comments. I see them on my phone, too.
Couple shout-outs before we get into some of the, week's affairs. Nick, how you doing? Tom.
Nick, what's going on?
Justin,
Tom
Michael.
Caporalio, Stiegin, Tom, what's going on?
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Justin, what's going on? Justin Monell. Mike Mikovic, what's going on there, bro? How's everybody doing? Everybody, man, what a pandemic they got going, huh? Ooh, man. This is unreal what they got going on. You figure in the beginning, a couple of weeks would go by and everything would be fine. These people, honestly, folks, this is the way I see things, okay? And this is the truth. All the numbers are in. All the models were wrong. The experts were wrong. They say, oh, believe science and the experts. You could check my old videos and all that. I called all of this before any of them. Now the numbers are in. This has the same numbers as the flu. Okay? This is a different strain of flu and they weaponized it to shred our constitutional rights. Let me tell you something, folks. I studied law. I still study on my own law. I know the law pretty well, especially I like the Constitution. I hope there's, what happened to the lawyers? I know there's a few good lawyers like Barnes and, other Hermie Dillon, and you got a few good lawyers that are watching this, but let me tell you something. Everything that they've done, and don't forget, President Trump never made a law or any mandates as far as the Wuhan Chinese Kung Flu goes, okay? He never said arrest people for being outside. He never said close businesses. All he said, think about this, folks. Could you correct me if I'm wrong? All President Trump said was, keep 6 feet apart, wash your hands, and when you could, wear a mask. That's all. These Democrat governors have gone way overboard, showing their true tyrannical selves, and they're violating the Constitution. You know what I told a couple of libturds to their face, and they just walked away from me? This is the only thing you got to say to a libturd that says, oh, you should keep everything closed, it's dangerous. Say, listen, let me explain to you how the Constitution works. You have no right to tell me what to do at all. The Constitution was written for a reason, where you are not going to tell me how to live my life. And that's the bottom line. Now, that's America. That's freedom. That's why we love this country. Without freedom, what's the point? Now, no one has a right to tell you to close your business, to stay at home, to put on a mask, to pierce your skin with anything, okay? Nothing. Now, you know what the Constitution does guarantee, though? That all the chicken shit sheep that are out there could stay home all the freak they want. If they got money, if they got the means and they want to stay home, first of all, folks, you notice the most of the people that want to stay closed and keep everything closed are the ones that are nerd dorks that have no social life anyway. They got no friends. They're miserable. So they think, well, for them, staying home, sitting home on the computer all night, that's a way of life for them. They don't give a crap. But social type people want to go out there and live life. Okay? In the beginning, they told us for 2 weeks, we're going to, keep everything closed and, stay home and, blah, 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 to not overwhelm the hospitals. Guess what? Hospitals weren't overwhelmed. First lie. Weren't overwhelmed. And it's funny, when people started videotaping hospitals and showing that they weren't overwhelmed, they were trying to take off the videos from social media and all that. Yeah, right.
It wasn't even just journalists. They were doing TikTok videos themselves, dancing around and stuff like that.
Well, listen, even if they were overwhelmed, they had a 5-minute break, they could do a video. That I wouldn't have had a problem with that, to blow off some steam. So that's not even an issue I have. The point is, they lied. They lied about, even with social distancing, die. They lied, okay? What's science? It's all lie. I believe true science, true non-political science, sure. But everything that they've said so far with this is all politically motivated. Now, so their models were wrong as shit. Sweden didn't lock down. They didn't have much of a problem. Now, did they? Tokyo didn't lock down. They didn't have much of a problem. Now, did they?
And they're dense as hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they also, I like you to, you know what? Out of all the memes and videos, this one I think sums this all up pretty well. Could you please put that on them? Remember Roddy Piper from wrestling, Rest Your Soul? May God rest his soul. I love Roddy Piper, man. Too bad he had to die young. Some of these guys, they died too young. It's not good. I used to love Roddy Piper with the bagpipes coming out. I love the bagpipes.
Oh, man, never forget that.
Now, show the video, right? This pretty much sums it up. Our boy Roddy Piper from the grave is showing us what's going on. Look, right here. Says it all, folks. Rowdy Piper's giving us a sign from up there in heaven. Rowdy was a great guy. Rest your soul, my brother. I used to love watching his guy.
What a great movie, too. They Live, if you haven't seen it.
Dude,
what a great movie.
That was a Redpill movie.
That really
that
was.
was hardcore Redpill.
OG Redpill movie.
OG Redpill. Roddy Piper. I love this guy. Right here, folks. Says it all right here. Rowdy Piper giving us a sign. Look. Folks, it says it all right here. Folks, that says it all. What else is there for me to say? All right, goodbye. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just going to make fun of the sheep. The other day, you know what's funny? I'm talking in front of my building to this nice lady who I know, great woman. We're talking. She's not wearing a mask. I'm not wearing a mask. We're outside. We're keeping 6 feet apart. So then I noticed from my peripheral vision, some woman, looked like middle-aged, is walking with a mask. The mask is like really tight to her face. Her skin's all shriveled up, like, you know. And there was room for her to walk by me and the other lady on behind me, that's 6 feet apart, to go into the building, right? The walkway. So there was room. So I catch her with the side of my eye. She's looking at me. I'm looking at her. I'm like, yes. And she goes, like, just doesn't say anything, but like for me to move over a little so she could even have more room. So I look at her. I'm like, yo, are you serious right now? I'm like, really? You don't have enough room? I was like, I got the cooties. You
gotta freak him out.
So I was like, I got the cooties. And she's looking at me all freaked out. The look in her eyes, she had the mask on all. And you could tell her eyes were like.
People are losing their minds.
Yo, but I love it, you see?
They're losing
Because
their
no one
minds.
on our side is.
Yeah.
Everybody I know who's a patriot, we're good. Even though, of course, I feel bad the patriots are not working. They're not supporting their families. That bothers me. But the libs living in fear, the only thing that the patriots we're worried about is our country, our constitutional rights. That does worry me, yes. Even though I'm not living in fear and cowering either. The violation of our constitutional rights, I feel bad for all the people that have families to support, small businesses. They're trying to destroy mom and pop businesses. I feel bad for them. But any of these lipters that are worried about the Wuhan Kung Flu? So I'm looking at her, she's looking at me, she was all, and I was like, got the cootie, stay away, stay away. I'm ripping her, I don't give a shit. And she walks by and she goes, it's not funny. I go, yeah, it is funny. I was like, sheep like you are funny, I go. You people make me laugh. Go live in fear, go hide in your house.
Hey, TV's no good anymore. We got to entertain ourselves,
Ripped
man.
her.
Yeah.
And she walked away all like perplexed looking. I don't give a crap. You kidding me? Let me say a quick hello. I saw John Ailes. What's going on? You still there? Heather Krish. How are you, Heather? Who else we got? I didn't say hi to over here. Drop me a comment. Steve Michael. Steve. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Steve.
Good to see you back.
On? Debbie Shabbat. Debbie, what's going on? Hey, your governor over there in Maine. Another freak. I think Hillary crapped her out of her ass. That's where she came from. Nicolao. Tiegin Nicolao Sarayas. Hola, Kala. So, yeah. So, get the cooties, get the cooties. Are these people serious right now, bro? You know how many times I'll see somebody driving by in the car, they got their window half open, but they're wearing a mask by themselves? And I yell out, yo, really, bro? Really? I don't do it to the women, or but the men. I'm like, really? And they look at me. I go, you're by yourself. You're wearing a freaking mask in your car? Folks, I'm calling the sheep idiots out with this one. The only thing I'll compromise about for now, even though I don't like it, but there are a lot of dirtbags, so I don't want their breath on me either, to be honest. Nothing to do with the Wuhan Kung Flu. There's a lot of very non-hygienic people that are around also. So I don't mind them wearing a mask when I'm in a store, like a supermarket or, a deli I go to. I'll put on the mask just to make the people happy. They don't like you in the store without them. Okay. But walking around outside, no mask for me, because you got to breathe. Folks, another thing they lied about. Think about this. They're saying stay home. Now, Cuomo the other day said, oh, we're surprised. A lot of people who stayed home actually got coronavirus.
Yeah, more of them, right? What are you going to do?
Oh, my God. These people got me wrong.
And they're going to ridiculous lengths, too. I saw some people walking down the street where they were social distancing by one person on the sidewalk, one person in the street. I'm like, come on. You're going to get someone hurt.
I'll be honest.
Namely themselves, but that's besides the point.
I'll be honest with you. It's entertaining for me, though. I love seeing these people. Because, again, the patriots are not frightened. All the people I know who are patriots, they're on our side. They're great. So, God bless them. But all the idiot sheep, meh, you sheep. That's another thing I do. I see people walking around. You have young people in their 20s running a freaking mask. First of all, now if you're around a lot of people, I understand that, but they're all alone. First of all, again, the mask, you're not getting in the full amount of oxygen, and you're breathing back in your own CO2. Like, said is a lie. Oh, don't go outside. No, wrong. Sunlight kills the virus. Done. Okay, it doesn't last outside. You notice the hotter states barely got hit? And I'll guarantee you, those corona tests, they're bullshit. I'm telling you. If you have the regular flu, you got coronavirus. Because they said, remember even Dr. Birx, another fraud, said, the flu vanished, it stopped. Really? We had a severe flu. I remember before the Wuhan Kung Flu, that I was seeing on my phone warnings. Severe flu risk in your area, severe flu risk. And then all of a sudden, now it all became, so it turned into... Those things are all a freaking lie. And, so, what are these people talking about? These people are nuts. Plus, if you want, look at what they're trying to do. Folks, you want to see something disturbing? Would you ever let your kids be taken from you? Check this one out. Please play the video then. This got me. This is why I took a break for a few days. Shit like this bothers me, man. If I had kids, you ain't taking my kids, bro.
We are beginning.
Look at his creep. This guy looks like a major pedophile. Somebody should look into this guy.
Larger.
That looks like a pedo.
Larger, and that is
health department guy in Ventura County. Yeah, right, you pedo.
Program. We've
Look
done
at his
contact
dirtbag.
tracing all along. which will certainly grow into something larger and larger, and that is a community contact tracing program. We've done contact tracing all along. That a contact is a person who's been exposed to someone that we document to have the COVID infection. When we find someone who has a COVID infection, those people are immediately isolated. But we also work with them to figure out who their contacts were. But the purpose of this program is to bring on people. We may bring on up to 50 or even more as the program grows and as we see the needs for it. As we do more testing, we will find more and more people who have COVID-19. And again, we'll isolate every one of them, and we will find every one of their contacts, and we will make sure that they stay quarantined. A more complete job, and we're going to do a more meticulous job.
Why don't you come and take people away? Huh? I can see this guy trying.
Less and less
freaking nerd. Yeah, you go.
For others in the county to run into someone with COVID-19 infection. It's not just our county.
This dirtbag.
He sounds like the lowest testosterone thing I've ever heard. Like the woman next to him.
Yeah, until he sees
higher T
until he sees an 8-year-old boy.
And this
then
is
his teeth
occurring
goes up.
in many other states as
this guy
well.
looks like a real scum.
States in our
yes,
country.
it's we need to track everyone.
We will be giving intensive training to these people, identifying and finding contacts. Some of the people we find are going to have trouble being isolated. For instance, if they live in a home where there's only one bathroom and there are 3 or 4 other people living there, and those people don't have COVID infection, we're not going to be able to keep the person in that house.
Oh no! How are we going to be able to keep them?
This crap
needs to have their own bathroom.
We will come to your home and remove you.
Yeah, like this.
I want him to come.
Other kinds of housing.
Come on, boy. So you come to my crib. I don't live in Cali, but I don't have kids. But you know,
Uncle Tony, I'm here to remove you from your premises. Please come with me, Uncle Tony. I'm here to remove you from your premises.
That wouldn't end too well for him.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
You believe this? Folks, nah, man. Violation of constitutional rights. If somebody gets the flu in your house, you deal with it. You know what's called herd immunity. You got to get herd immunity. Okay? And guess what? Could you please put this on, Enum?
This one here?
Yep.
Yep.
Is it on? Folks, President Trump, listen, the 2 greatest things he did in the beginning was ban travel from China in the beginning. And then could you imagine, you know what? I don't know if President Trump has the power to actually do anything about all this. Honestly, I thought he did, but we'll see. But I don't think so. But at least the poor guy, that's why, you know what? You got to love the guy. He mentioned hydroxychloroquine from the beginning. He knew. And you know what? That saved thousands of lives. Because when he mentioned it, it went worldwide. I talked to people in Greece. I said, once he mentioned it, people in Greece started getting it. So they could protect themselves, even though they barely had to use it. Greece didn't get hit like that, thank God. But the hydroxychloroquine has saved thousands of lives. Look, doctors groups, honestly, you got to understand something. This is what President Trump's going to have to do a few things. He's going to have to assemble a new groups from doctors that are in the trenches who are honest. I don't want any political doctors. Who's right is right. I just want doctors to do what's right and to say the truth. I don't care about... Listen, if hydroxy wasn't good, the HCQ treatment, believe me, you think I'd be touting it? I don't care if President Trump said it or not. You think I'm going to play with people's lives like that? But the point is, look, an international poll of more than 6,000 doctors... They released on Thursday found the anti-malarial drug hydroxychloroquine was the most highly rated treatment for the novel coronavirus, folks. Now this brings up another issue,
and that's not a small sample. 6,000 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, again, 2 weeks ago, Laura Ingraham had the head doctor of a nursing home in Dallas, Texas. If I remember, his name was Robin Armstrong. He said, okay, you heard, first of all, Cuomo and anyone responsible for these nursing home fiascos that happened. I don't know if you heard about this.
That was nuts. Tell them about it.
That made me, I'll be honest with you folks, I'm a street tough New Yorker that's been through a lot. I've seen a lot. I've heard a lot. You know, I've met a lot of people in my life here. the toughest street guys, these people, Cuomo and these politicians and these the establishment medical experts, quote unquote, okay, the deep state medical experts, they're worse than any criminal. Honestly, Cuomo and whoever's responsible, people don't understand this. It wasn't like Cuomo didn't know about anything and nursing homes were willingly taking in people that had COVID. No. Then you could blame the nursing homes. The nursing homes were warning in the beginning, we can't take people infected with COVID in here. It's going to spread it around and kill people. Cuomo signed an executive order specifically saying that nursing homes, elder care centers, whatever, long-term care facilities had to take in people that were infected with the coronavirus. Honestly, folks.
That's ridiculous, man.
Listen, I'm tough. I can handle things. That really made me sick. Like, they killed thousands, not only in New York. Now it turns out a lot of states did that. Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Massachusetts, they killed vets in a VA long-term care facility.
That's crazy, man.
They brought in people I've never heard of this thing. This is genocide. I'm not kidding you. Believe me, I wish I was imagining this. But I'm not. It's a fact. And I warned people. See my videos from a couple of weeks ago. I warned that this was happening before it became mainstream. Okay? I warned people about this. God forbid I would have had a senior parent or anybody in a nursing home facility. I would have taken them right out. Because this is ridiculous. This is genocide. They should be arrested. Why aren't they arrested? Cuomo's still governor of New York. What? He should be arrested for mass murder. He's a serial killer. And anyone else responsible for this. The other states' nursing homes, mass arrests. If Donald Trump is who we say he is, he can't let this go. Now, in the beginning, because we know Donald Trump knows, President Trump, he knows what's going on. But I figured he'd let the governors hang themselves politically, which, as you saw in California yesterday, a blue seat flipped red. And that was big. People, I'm telling you, if there's no voter fraud in November, President Trump and the Republicans have to secure the elections and make sure there's no voter fraud.
It's going to be a tough.
If there's no voter fraud, there's going to be a red wave like you've never seen before because people are fed up with these freaking Democrats. Never mind they've had the most draconian lockdown orders. They killed senior citizens, okay? And to make it worse, they didn't even push those governors the hydroxychloroquine treatments in those nursing homes. Actually, Cuomo he prevented it. Unless you were in the hospital, half dead, you were not allowed to get hydroxychloroquine, okay? Meanwhile, the head doctor in the nursing home in Texas, he gave the HCQ treatment. Again, it's hydroxy, azithromycin, and zinc. And they gave the proper treatment. Now, I'm not a doctor. Make sure, don't ever do anything by yourself. You got to go through a doctor. God bless. This is the way I see it. You have the yin and the yang. You have the great doctors who have been great during all this. They've done the right thing. They don't care about big pharma. Folks, do you understand what's going on?
They honor their oath. They honor their oath.
Look at, this is what I tell people. I try to simplify things. So they locked down our country over a new strain of flu that was probably released on purpose by the Chinese, the CCP. And now I'm really thinking the Democrats were involved in it. That's another thing. If President Trump could prove, if our intel agencies, DOJ, somebody could prove that there was people here involved with China with this, to start it, to cover it up in the beginning. You're talking, I can't even say what they deserve on, social media, but you understand what President Trump would have to do. But anyway, so these people have caused the deaths of thousands. Think about, another thing. Hold on a minute. Remember in the beginning, everyone saying we need experts. Now, again, President Trump's not a doctor. You know what? They got him good on this one because he doesn't know much about the, medical establishment. And, he's not a doctor or a scientist, man. The guy's a patriot, a businessman, and he knows a lot of things. Again, hey, he ain't a scientist or a doctor, but he stopped travel from China right away when everyone else was calling him a racist for that. And also, he mentioned the hydroxy cure. So, President Trump, those are the two greatest things he did. I'm a little upset that he's allowed things to go this far and really wreck, businesses, to allow these governors to become tyrants. Now, you know what? I don't think President Trump knew that they were going to intentionally kill all the senior citizens the way they did. Then he probably would have stopped it earlier. And I just hope he makes them pay for that. Now we're going to see what he's about. Because you can't forgive that. You can't forgive what they did. And think about this, how the Democrats look at it. Those seniors they killed, that's less pensions and less Social Security to pay out, less Medicare. Think about that. And also, the older people get, the more conservative they vote. If you saw the breakdown of who voted for President Trump, as people got older, he got more votes. Because guess what? As you get older, you get smarter. You know what's up. That's what some of these, of course, the leftist millennials, not the conservative millennials. They're great. The leftist millennials, they've been brainwashed to not respect the words of the people who are older than them. You know what I mean? So you have a bunch of spoiled, entitled, know nothing, maybe book smart in school, yes, but no common sense, no self-preservation, no nothing. They think they know more. There was even comments on social media from people saying that they didn't care that it was more older people dying because that was less Trump voters. Okay, that's how these leftists think. That's why I could give a crap about them, the leftists, because
that's psycho
grimy
stuff too. Because they talk about being the most empathetic
they're
and
not.
the most
They're
accepted,
the opposite of what
the
they say.
Least of it, the least
they're
of
the
it.
opposite of what they say. Okay. So honestly, that bothered me to know. Now another thing, these experts. Oh, trust the experts. They were saying, we need ventilators. Remember that in the beginning? Even Cuomo. We need 50,000 ventilators. We need ventilators. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I don't know what good the ventilators do. All right, you need President Trump sent them ventilators. Guess what happened?
Warehouse?
Those ventilators, no, they killed people. Because the people didn't need ventilators for this. And the people that were using them were not properly trained.
Wow.
And I said this at least 3 to 4 weeks ago, and there's video of it somewhere. That people were saying that for the coronavirus, you needed you needed oxygen, not pressure. The ventilators were actually administering pressure. They actually killed people, these ventilators.
Well, because that's like if you really can't breathe, right? That's like they usually put it on there if you cannot breathe,
No, but there's different ways you could tune them.
Right, okay.
Where they give you more oxygen. I looked into it.
Mm-hmm.
Where it gives you more oxygen, but not pressure. Again, scientifically, don't ask me what that is. I'm not a scientist. But again, this is what people that know said.
That's insane.
And those things kill people. So now, of course, you're not going to blame President Trump for that. He gave ventilators. It wasn't like the ventilators would, and it's not like he personally made the ventilators and they were defective. They weren't defective. They were good ventilators, but they weren't. Where are these medical experts? They're the ones that should lose their licenses and be arrested criminally and be sued for every freaking penny they got. Because again, believe the freaking experts. Those ventilators killed people, okay? And you experts were saying ventilators, Meanwhile, guaranteed, folks. Now, look at the numbers from the ventilators who died. They wrongly coded death. Someone got shot in the head in the South Bronx. They said, he died of corona.
Everyone that died in Corona, Queens died of coronavirus.
Yeah, they died of corona. Yeah. No, honestly, anyone who drank a corona and maybe fell off, this is what I heard. People who actually drank a lot of corona and fell off somewhere and hit and killed themselves by accident because they were drunk, they're blaming coronavirus for that. Nah, I'm just kidding about it. But, you get my point.
Yeah, but it's that bad that you can make that joke. Jesus,
yeah.
Look, this is the one you had me pull up before here. Check this one out. Let people know about this one. What was that? Right here at home, right?
Which one?
The 69 million.
Yeah, folks.
Nice.
This is what's really going on. There's a lot of things they're doing with this pandemic. Look at this. $69 million purchases of ventilators by New York State doesn't exist. Where did that $69 million go?
Nice.
Who's been looking for that? Who's been looking for extra cash these days? Rhymes with Momo. Inquiring minds want to know. All right? County clerk, check this one out. County clerk Mickey Kearns and I asked the state controller to investigate a $69 million purchase of ventilators by New York State and delivered. The controller is now reviewing the questionable purchase. Where's the DOJ on this? I want to see DOJ involved. This is what the FBI should be doing. Investigating this. Not raiding Roger Stone's house at freaking 5 a.m. for what? Terrorize the seniors. They love, man. I'm telling you, they're so evil, the left.
It's weird.
They love terrorizing seniors.
It's like actual sadists.
They are. What do you think they are? They terrorize seniors and they kill newborn babies. Seriously. And they killed seniors. Folks, I'm not letting this go. This nursing home fiasco, I mean, a lot of people got to go to jail and lose everything they got because of this. And you know what? Then you see Cuomo, that dirty, filthy scumbag, on the news yesterday saying, oh, you know, I lifted the executive order about the nursing homes taking in sick, but now? And he goes, now we're going to place more restrictions and regulations on the nursing homes.
I just saw that article when I was looking it up right here.
What?
Here it is right here. It's crazy. Like, he's just walking it back like it doesn't matter. Yeah.
They told, what regulations are you going to, they told you they couldn't take these people in. Meanwhile, folks, as a New Yorker, I'm going to tell you, the Comfort, the ship that got sent here, barely had anybody on there. Jacob Javits Center, President Trump built a freaking hospital in New York. Okay? No one went there. And these nursing homes, I've investigated this. Where's the real news? Where's the fake news on this?
You're right. Requires more staff testing. He's putting a bigger pinch on them. Like he's like trying to make it seem like they did it. Yeah. Oh yeah, you must have came in with it from home. Yeah. Now
again, if he didn't sign the executive order saying that they have to take the people that were sick in, he all right, I wouldn't blame him. Then you could say he didn't know.
Sure.
Like if the nursing homes never said anything and took him in, and he didn't make an executive order, of course you're not going to blame him. He specifically signed the executive order to make, and then I think he sent them an extra supply of body bags. I mean,
that's, yeah.
Come on, folks. Now you know why I took a few days off from like really delving into this. It made me like, I didn't feel well. I could take anything, but you know the murder of senior citizens and anybody innocent like that, it's hard to bear. I wish, a lot of times they, you want the truth? Remember the red pill? Could you that was a bad one that I stumbled on. That somebody's got to pay for that. Now we're gonna see what President Trump's about, because now he's gonna make them pay for this. This is not a political issue. This is not something that you could disagree or agree with. There's no. This is not even logical. What happened? They committed a genocide against seniors. Nah, man, you can't. Are you kidding me?
And like you said, some people act like it's inconsequential, but like you mentioned before, there's a lot of data that changes, that swings, that affects.
Again, so you had the nursing home deaths, okay? While they're telling everyone, stay home, you have these freaking commercials. Yo, I'm telling you, I'm boycotting any company, anybody who's saying stay home in their commercials or, showing masks. Nah, I'm boycotting you, man. Nah, I ain't playing that. So you have people saying, remember the guy, people are getting arrested for being in the water paddleboarding, but yet they sent in sick people into nursing homes. Oh, Cuomo saying, wear a mask. It's selfish not to wear it. You could kill people, you bastard. You freaking serial killer. He killed senior citizens. Believe me, I wish I was making this up. I wouldn't make something like that up, but oh my God. This really, I don't know, like I said.
You think, I'm almost surprised they didn't cover up the data of it, but they actually
because social media, you know what, that's the thing.
It goes too fast now.
It goes, info gets out there quick. Again, I forget which show or a few weeks, I've mentioned a lot of this stuff before it became mainstream media. Uncle Tony knew the real news. Uncle Tony, again, believe me, I wish I was wrong about that, but I'm not.
Here's a
So
phone
yeah,
about
look,
what you're talking about right
police
here.
approached fishermen.
Wait till you see this one. Hang on one second here. Guess we'll accept the cookies policy. Sure, why not? Here, let me put it up there for everybody. Yeah, so check this one out. Ready? As you can see here, goes through some pictures.
Police approach fishermen ignoring lockdown rules. Only discovers this shit. Somebody put his.
This is good.
Good job. Good job. Oh, this
I guess
was
it's
France?
I guess.
The French. Yo, somebody put a scam.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. In France, could you? You know, I would have loved to have been a fly on that wall to hear the French conspiring to do this. Like, Jacques, what are we going to do to mess with the police? We put the scarecrow, we over there, you know, and we laugh. Oh man, that's great.
Dude,
great job to whoever did that.
Those cops must have been so embarrassed when they found out that happened to them. They had to know they were getting put on a poster on social media that day.
I kind of wouldn't mind if people started doing that here. That would be funny.
Hey, you got to entertain yourself during all this nonsense, you know?
So,
I agree,
so
man. You gotta get
what
after
was
it.
next? I had something posted over there. And
AOC, a little
Yeah.
AOC action here.
By the way, there's another piece of crap. Honestly, what AOC should do, she should resign from politics and either go back to bartending or make porn. I'll guarantee you, somebody would pay her a lot of money to make a porn with her. She would make millions at one shot. She should stick to that instead of trying to govern anything because she's a freaking idiot. She's got the IQ of Joe Biden's pubic hair, okay? You know, she's trying to tell people not to go back to work when the lockdown ends. Oh, she goes, you want to hear how stupid, but you know what? The stupids believe someone like her. Think about this. All this raise the minimum wage type stuff going on, you know that all that is a tax increase because if this is for everything's going to go up. So it's a wash.
Yeah.
But the government collects more taxes because the more money you make, the more taxes they get. So AOC, that's why, folks, let me explain something to all of you because most of my audience isn't even from Astoria over here. So I have a few friends from here that follow, but a lot of people over the world. Let me explain to you what's going on. AOC's district is full of freaking the worst of the worst. Like, her district is only one district in New York, put it to you that way. Does not represent the rest of the country whatsoever. You got, I mean, believe me.
I think 17,000 total people voted for her
So
at all.
AOC
out of the whole country.
got 17,000 out of the whole country.
Well, I mean, out of the whole area. But
I'm
still,
just saying, the whole
nobody,
country.
Nothing, yeah.
And so why would her opinion on anything mean anything? Okay? Now, again, I'm not insulting bartenders, believe me. And I heard, because believe me, like her district connects to a part of my neighborhood, and I knew people that went to her bar back in the days when she was working. I don't really go to bars. I used to go to nice, classy clubs back in the day. Oh, thank God I enjoyed myself back in the day. Oh, I went to nice, classy clubs, had a great time. Man, you know. But now I feel bad for the young generation. They got a bunch of drunken hipster bars, and But anyway, so AOC worked at a hipster type bar. I know someone that went there said she even stunk as a bartender, okay? And plus her coworker said she was nasty. She didn't want to split tips with people. What happened there, commie AOC? She didn't want to even split the tips with people. What happened to sharing? Communism. That's what it is, a commune. Okay? So anyway, plus she went after, which, you know, it's good to see the two scumbags go at each other, to open up an Amazon facility here, although that cost my area 25,000 good-paying jobs.
Yeah, that would have been huge.
Okay, so a lot of people hate her for this. Again, the freeloading welfare recipients and the illegals and all that, they love her because that's what she represents.
Well, and it's arrogant because
and
it's
a
like,
few transplanted hipsters that aren't even New Yorkers live in her district.
yeah, you move right there, you vote right away, right?
Yeah. You know, they come from a nice red area where they grew up nice and wholesome, and they think this is Sodom and Gomorrah here. And a lot of these dirtbags come from other areas, and they, you know, they perfectly align with the freaking leftists over here.
But she's almost like the new guy at the job coming on the job site and being like, let me tell you all how this is going to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just arrogant.
Yeah.
It's really arrogant.
But she's telling people, so in other words, think about how wrong what she's saying is. Everyone should strike, don't work. You going to pay? First of all, she gave herself a raise. You know, Congress gave themselves a raise during all this pandemic. You know that, right? And what has she done? Nothing. She's a freaking idiot. Low IQ. Anyway. So, the local leftist union-backed parties are actually, they're not putting her on the ballot line in New York now. See, AOC removed from union-backed progressive line, the working families. Although, Soros will probably give them money to run another way. So,
booted by a judge.
Yeah, look
at that.
Yeah, look at this. Rep AOC, the POS, was booted from the Progressive Union-backed Working Families Party ballot line by a Queens judge that blowed her potentially competitive Democratic primary fight. The freshman lawmaker was removed from the primary ballot after receiving only 13 signatures from members of the progressive group that has dubbed itself the Tea Party of the Left. Hey, you can imagine. Hey.
That's not a good look.
No.
Yeah.
Too short of what she needed to get on the ballot. Now she won't be on the WFP ballot, Working Families Party ballot, in line in the November general election either, said Martin O'Connor, attorney for AOC's Democrat opponent, Michelle Caruso Cabrera, probably another winner. If she's a leftist, part of that party, another winner.
No, I think she's better than her, though, the people have said. If I understand correctly, yeah.
Okay, yeah, but no leftist. Tea Party of the left.
No, I think more like old school Democrat, but still,
Tea Party of the left, though, that's bad. So, Tea Party of the right's great. So you can imagine, because Tea Party of the right, what do they want? Smaller government, less taxes, secure our borders. The left wants the total opposite. High taxes, let the whole world flood here and feed off us. Freeloading dirtbags. So, see, look at what they wrote, though. AOC has hurt working people of the Bronx and Queens with her votes and creates disunity within our party. Okay? No wonder pro-union forces don't want her. Yeah, she's telling people not to go back to work. Of course they're not going to want her. Plus, I knew it. You know what it is? Jeff Bezos is a coward because when he was supposed to open up the warehouse over here, 25,000, not warehouse, actually it was offices. It was her and 3 other clown local politicians. Clowns. This guy Michael Janaris, another dirtbag. A couple other people. And it was because Bezos didn't pay them off, didn't give them, because Bezos originally, who I can't stand that bastard either, he had made the deal with Cuomo and de Blasio to bring the jobs here. So, and he probably gave nice campaign contributions to those two, because he's saying to himself, yo, who is this 2-bit bartender here? He's supposed to kiss her ass? And another state senator, Michael Janaris, he's the one, that's what I'm saying. Believe me, every race and culture has their dirtbags. Michael Janaris is a Greek-American lawyer, I think from Harvard. He's a child of immigrants, but yet he's a leftist Democrat, filthy animal. And he's a Greek-American. Every culture has their dirtbags and they're good. Anyway, so Michael Janaris is the one who also, I think, wrote the bill for late-term abortion, which every Greek I've talked to's horrified, and believe me, he's done with politics here. He's not getting reelected around here. Neither is she.
Is this the guy?
Okay. Yeah, he's a dirtbag. So, and it's funny because back in the days I met him, he was all right. Back in the days when we had power outages here, he went after Con Ed. He was the last one biting at their ankles, although in the end he didn't do much to them either. And I spoke to him then and all that, and he was nice to me. Plus, I used to be on the board of a co-op before I got on. He came there because the board was trying to jack up the maintenance too much, long story. But then he ended up freaking writing the bill for late-term abortion, and then he drove away Amazon from here along with AOC. I wonder if he butt-slammed AOC shady on the side, during that, because he's a lot more powerful than her. He's been in politics a long time. He was a councilman, an assemblyman, and now state senator. But he screwed himself. You know why? Because a lot of Greek Americans and a lot of Greeks, they're business people. They were planning on opening up the service center around, 25,000 jobs, folks. That's a diner right there, a souvlaki place. Even Latino immigrants were going to put make a Mexican restaurant there to serve the people that work there. Those are 25,000 people making like 100-something grand a year. That's a lot of money. And AOC, Michael Janaris, and two other dirtbags drove them away. So, Oh, yeah. He also supports bail reform and elimination of cash bail. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, he turned into a rabid leftist. He goes whatever the way he was actually a logical Democrat back in the day. But then, whichever way the wind blows, huh? But too bad you messed up. So anyway, my point is, Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world, he fled because of these schmucks. These schmucks brought like 30 paid protesters that they probably gave a free joint, a free 40, and a couple of cheeseburgers to come there and protest, if you saw who they were. And, big shot Mr. Bezos, one of the richest guys in the world, actually ran away from these people. Get out of here. So, but I figured he would get the revenge on them politically. In other words, finance people against them and all that. So, it wouldn't shock me if he's behind the opposition for AOC. And, Janaris now is sweating because he knows he messed up with his political career. So, like I said, when I've spoken to a lot of Greeks over here, they didn't know about this. I said, he sponsored the late-term abortion bill, right, where they're killing newborn babies. And you get these old-school Greeks, they're like, what? I go, yeah. They go, he did that? I said, yeah. Plus, he drove out businesses, potential nice businesses from the neighborhood. They said, oh, we're done with him. So, yeah, I'm grassroots, too. Okay? So, you lost a few votes because of me. Dirtbag Janaris, Malaka, and Malaka Pusti. Anyway, Vromiari. Yeah, those that are Greek understand what I just said. And I hope he does, too. So, anyway, look at this creature now. Look at this creature. They want to check this out. CNN, CNN really means the Chinese news network. You know that, right? Anyway. I used to think it was the Clinton news network, but it's bigger than her. It's all of China, which Clinton's involved with too. Greta Thunberg. Look at his little demon child. Look at those eyes, folks. You ever seen Killer's eyes?
Greta
Thunberg. I wouldn't be surprised if she's already sliced up a few people already. I wouldn't be surprised if she's part of some human sacrifice type crap.
There's definitely a few dead pets in the past, like dead rabbits and hamsters.
There's some autopsied birds and cats and dogs behind her. I bet you her parents bought her a couple of puppies, and they said, what happened to the puppy? Oh, it ran away. Meanwhile, she sliced and diced and tortured that thing. Little psycho. They're making her an expert at environment. Oh, shut up, man.
Let's see what they say here.
Shut up.
Oh, on the Gateway Pundit, which, by the way, shout out to the Gateway Pundit. They do actual journalism.
Oh, Gateway's great. I'm telling you, we got some great outlets out there. Listen, even Breitbart. You know what I love? The left, they hate Breitbart. Yeah, because Breitbart's great.
How do you think these other people that are featured on the panel who are like 50, 60 years old, they're reaching like the apex of their intellectual careers, and then they got a 16-year-old
Well, Sanjay
autistic
Gupta,
chick.
he's another dirtbag. Sanjay's another Anderson Cooper. Really?
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. Greta Thunberg, whose father was writing all her tweets. Yeah, we know. Cliff Hansen wrote about Greta Thunberg. She looks like the kid from the Twilight Zone that wishes people away into the cornfield. You're right.
You know what's funny? Other people here are writing the comments that, like, for instance, this guy's a HuffPost contributor, which you'd think would be like a leftist type commenter. And he goes, what place does Greta Thunberg have in this town hall? And then someone else asked, now she's a COVID expert? CNN is a joke. So it's like even people that are not conservative are now calling CNN out for being ridiculous.
It's absurd. It's absurd.
They're jumping the shark at this point.
She's a little psycho little thing.
And it's a shame, too, because they're all using her, and she's like a mentally challenged kid.
It's her parents' fault.
You know?
She's got, I forget the name of that. Which, again, I'm not making,
it's,
believe me, I'm not making fun of for that. Asperger's,
or autism or something like that.
Again, I know someone with Asperger's, but they're a nice person. And they're really good, and they're smart, yes, but she's not. And she's being used by her parents. And that's disgusting anyway. But she looks like, listen, her parents are bad, so she's probably an evil little spawn, too, you know what I'm saying?
Read that, you'll like it.
Said another. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 628 to Sydney, Australia on this Airbus A320. I'm your Captain John, a 20-year United States Air Force veteran. My co-pilots are Steve, a former FedEx pilot with 50,000 log commercial hours, and teenage activist Greta Thunberg. Oh, man, that's funny. So, unbelievable. Unbelievable, these people. Greta Thunberg. So, these people are a freaking joke. So what do we got next over there?
Vanessa Wong.
Oh, hey, fake news. Did you hear about this one? Oh, BuzzFeed. Oh, they're closing offices in UK, Australia. Ain't doing too well, fake news. What's going on, fake news?
A boo-hoo.
Hasta la vista. Go on the unemployment line, you dirtbags. Meanwhile, it's funny.
I think there's a learn to code joke here.
Yeah, it's funny. That those same people from BuzzFeed now who are out of a job were the ones getting paid and saying to everybody, stay home, keep everything locked down. Which brings me to this point.
They built their own prison.
Folks, check this one out. Did you hear about this? Folks, that's it. We got to stay locked down forever. No more businesses. That's just stay under your bed. Because Robert De Niro, Hanoi Jane, which I don't know how she's still allowed in this country after back in the day.
That's a mystery.
She was hanging out with the Viet Cong while they were killing our soldiers. Yeah, she's allowed back. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because we got a bunch of commies running the country anyway.
That seems more like today than back then. Like I'm surprised
Yeah,
if that happened
yeah,
today, I'd be
yeah.
like, oh, that checks out. But
Back then, no, because the
The
show.
70s?
Excuse me, what's his name?
McCain, right?
John Brennan.
Oh yeah.
John Brennan was he voted for the communists in '76. He was a member of the Communist Party back in those days. So they've taken over our country for a long time. So anyway, so those same people now, now you're out of a job, but then your unemployment's gonna run out. And all you did was write fake news. Yeah, you were fake journalist. Ha ha ha.
How many more
Now
top
you
10
stay
lists
home.
do we need, really?
Now you don't work, punks. You wanted regular people to starve to death, you pieces of crap. Okay, and not get medical treatments and all that, but yet now you're out of a job. Ha ha ha. BuzzFeed, you suck. Hope you got a business, punks. Oh, but anyway.
I think it's hilarious they call themselves news.
Yeah,
It's like
news.
top 15 smelliest socks in my own bedroom.
Yeah.
Like that's what their news is.
And I
Kidding me
could do
with that
brain
shit?
surgery with my hands while I'm doing open heart surgery with my nostrils. And yeah, okay. So, yeah. So anyway, Robert De Zero, you know who Robert De Zero is, Hanoi Jane, and Madonna, the Madonna. They signed a letter along with other celebrities, which I didn't really look into because I had better things to do. They signed a letter saying, that the country should never go back to normal. We should never have a normal life again. And, we should stay the way we are forever. They signed the paper. You got to do it. Because Madonna, De Zero, and Hanoi Jane signed a letter. Now,
Here you go.
you got to stay home. Okay? Oh, it's done. It's set. Okay? Meanwhile, excuse me, I'm not listening to Madonna. You know why?
Because she's like
Because she didn't keep her promise.
also 90.
She didn't keep her promise. I don't care what party you are. I'm not political when it comes. I want promises kept. Madonna promised, there's a record of that, to give blowjobs to everybody who voted for Hillary against President Trump back then. Where? I want to see it. Where? How did it happen? She promised fellatio to everybody who voted for Hillary instead of. Has she performed any of that fellatio?
She cleared easily that number in the 80s.
honest,
She could do it again.
Doesn't matter.
She could do
It
it.
doesn't matter. She blew 1 million guys back in the 80s. She reneged on her promise. Now, if I had voted for Hillary, I'd be expecting what she promised. And I'd be anybody out there, if you voted for Hillary and you're a man, because she didn't say she would do it to women, so you women got no case. She should have just said she'll blow her, eat out anybody who votes for, Hillary. Should have covered both sides, because, Madonna goes both ways, which is fine. Hey, that's cool with me. But she reneged on her promise. Now, anybody out there, if you voted for Hillary and you didn't get a BJ from Madonna, sue her. It's on record. It's on tape somewhere. Somebody's got it where she promised to do that. That's a verbal contract. She made it broad, and she must be held accountable for that. That's the way I see it. So, and you know what's sad? The other day, I was watching on, I think it was Nat Geo. They had, it was like the 80s thing. Like, I love my 80s or whatever. Or 80s, A Time to Change America. One of those. Okay. And they had Madonna on there, like her rise, how she started. And, and I'm thinking, she got rich in this country. She wasn't even that talented. It's just she was risky from back then. And risque, actually, from back then. And, she pushed the limit for back then, which is all fine. I used to like Madonna. Hey, believe me, I wish I would have had a few nights with her back in the day. But, she made her money and she's talking. She goes, I want to be a big star. And, and it happened in America. Okay? Meanwhile, in a lot of other countries, she would have been locked in a dungeon being used as a sex slave by the Russian mob somewhere. Meanwhile, in America, she got rich. Good for her. I'm glad. Listen, she did her thing. Very talented. The whole nine back then. I think she's worth $575 million right now, so about $500 million. But now she hates the country. She stands against everything that we're about. She's telling people not to go. Now, it's funny because last time I checked, the Zero actually owed money. His wife had robbed him of all their money. So, his career is done anyway. Any movie came out with flopped after that. People are boycotting him. Hanoi Jane, I don't know where she got her money from.
I give him credit just for being able to wear those platform shoes. That's got to be a tough little talent in itself.
The point is, so they're telling all the youth now, don't go out and party. They're saying up-and-coming actors, see, look how selfish they are. By them saying no new normal, and they showed videos of Madonna concerts in this 80s program, packed with people back then. So Madonna did her thing. But now Madonna, worth $500 million, doesn't want anybody else to get some new money right now. See, that's why pop culture, these people don't care about you. Come to our side. Our side's capitalism, free markets. You make chicken, you make money, and you live a good life. And it's just so funny. Hanoi Jane, a communist, right? Jane Fonda, you're a commie, worth money, living in a mansion. Give all your money away, man. Live on the streets with the homeless. Same thing with Madonna. You give all your money away. Live on the street like a pauper, no problem. Nah, then at least you'll put your money where your mouth is, literally. Okay? Although Madonna's put her mouth on a lot of things. Oh, yeah. So, meanwhile, I've said this in the past, but I'll tell you a little story about Madonna too, and this is very, very verifiable. Back in the days, there was a Greek restaurant in Astoria. Anybody from Astoria remembers it's called Uncle George's. Oh, great food. I loved it. My dad was friends with the original owner. Homemade food. It was great.
Was that on Broadway?
Yeah.
I remember that place.
Where Amilos is now.
Good place.
Okay.
Good place.
So, you're talking about back in, I'm trying to think when. Somewhere in the 90s, Madonna came in there to eat, right? Now, my friend was a manager. Other friends were waiters in there. I knew the cook. I knew a lot of people in there, right? My dad was friends with the owner, but he had passed by then, so he had his wife running it and kids, so, Anyway, Madonna went in there one day. Now, there was a busboy then who was 16 years old who was serving her, as a busboy. Water, bread, the whole nine, right? She fell in love with this kid. Now, he looked a little older. He didn't look 16. He was a big Greek guy. You know what I mean? Even me, when I was 16, I was already a head bouncer at clubs already, and people thought I was like 20. Anyway, this guy looked older, right? So Madonna was hitting on him. Now, there's witnesses. Again, there was waiters there. There's a lot of witnesses to this. She was flirting with him. Now, I forget what year. The kid was 16. She was in, I think, 40s, whatever, 90s somewhere. So anyway, so Madonna says, she was hitting on him. What's your name? She goes, you want to come out with me afterwards? We could have a good time. So the kid looks at her and he goes, just to let you know, of course I'll hang out with you. Believe me, when I was 16, I would have banged Madonna too. It's different, how people look, Madonna, she gets credit for doing that. I mean, well, if a guy did that, which again, I wouldn't agree with that either. But anyway, so the guy goes, I'm 16 years old. Madonna looked. Oh, she goes, that's a shame. I thought you were at least 18. Now, she was in her 40s then, okay? So she stopped hitting on him in public, and then later on, when no one was around, she whispered to him, she goes, listen, I'll pick you up after work. Just don't tell anybody. We'll have a good time. She ended up picking him up after work. Okay? Now, I guess she made the kid promise not to say anything, although he swears that they didn't have sex because he told everybody after. But he said that he hung with her, partied with her. She brought him shopping. He had all these fresh clothes. She spent money on him. But he says that he didn't do nothing with her, which it could be true, but she probably said, hey, man, don't say nothing. You'll ruin me. But he probably ate that little snatch over there. But anyway.
Yeah, and escorts only show up to the social event with the Johns.
So, anyway, so even though she knew the kid was 16, even if she didn't bang him after, she still had. Now, how would that have looked if that was a guy? That wouldn't look too good, right? Which, again, that wouldn't be good either. Somebody in their 40s meets a girl 16. Oh, goodbye. You know what I mean? But Madonna didn't. She went out with the guy. She brought him out no matter what happened. Meanwhile, everyone that knew him said that when they asked him if he did anything the way he answered, that he was hiding it. Like, he was like, well, no, we didn't do nothing. Like, he wanted to say it, but she bought him so many things, clothes, and spent money on him, and he had a great time that he didn't want to, I guess, he had honor, He didn't want to, like, blow it for me too. If I was 16 and I banged Madonna and, I wouldn't have said nothing either. So, what's it called? So, yeah, just a little, theory, but she still went out with a 16-year-old kid knowing he was 16 when she was in her 40s. So, yeah, all right. So, you know what, Madonna, you stay home. This is what like I said. This is what you tell anybody, folks. The Constitution protects all of us from being told what to do. Makes it very simple. And yet, the Constitution also protects people if they want to stay the F home. Stay home. No one's forcing you to come out. What? Our side ain't saying go drag people out by the neck with no mask and force them outside. Stay the F home. I'll be honest with you. Personally, I like New York better like this. This is my opinion.
Yeah, it's quieter. You can breathe.
It's quieter,
more.
Less dirtbags around, more room, more privacy. I miss a couple of the restaurants that I like being able to sit there and eat. Plus, Dunkin' Donuts totally betrayed me because I was a 2 extra large a day Dunkin' Donuts guy. They shut all the Dunkin' Donuts. Meanwhile, they could put a freaking like a plexiglass thing in front of the counter like human beings and stay open. And all right, don't let people sit inside. But, to go, man. So I'm done with them. You lost me as a customer. Hasta la vista. I get my nice deli coffee over here. Oh, nice. Really good coffee. Fresh ground from a nice deli. God bless this deli I go to. Drive by my house. They got everything. They got good coffee, sandwiches, salad. It's owned by Yemeni's family. And there's I think he's a partner or he's one of the head guys in charge of the food. He's Dominican. Got a couple of Mexicans working there. Great people. I go in there, get a sandwich. Good prices, very cheap because they bought the building a while ago, so no rent. I get my nice coffee. I'm chilling. I found places to hang out because, honestly, a lot of people I know, too, they're staying home. They didn't really. So it's all right. Don't worry. I still hang out with some people, real true friends and all that, So, and I'm not going to forget, believe me, after this is said and done. Uncle Tony's done a lot of good for a lot of people. And, certain people now haven't reciprocated that. But it's okay. Don't worry about it. I always find good things to do. So anyway, to get back to something serious now. So now, did you hear what's going on with General Flynn? I was so happy. Listen, last week, within a day, you had Shelley Luther, who was a salon owner in Texas. She was, remember, I went over this in my show last week, if you all remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying about, she's in jail. The next day, I think it was the AG of Texas or somebody, the Supreme Court of Texas ruled to let her out. She was released. Poor lady spent like a day something in jail. That's another thing. They're releasing killers, rapists, real criminals. They're releasing them. Meanwhile, jails have great medical facilities. They get great treatment. They have isolation. Don't they say, oh, you saw like that moron I had in the beginning of the show talking about removing people from their houses, putting them into quarantines if they have corona.
Oh, the dweeby guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, meanwhile, the people that really have it, okay, they're not going to, so in jail, you have, isolation cells. Put them in there.
Yeah,
if they get sick.
Yeah.
Not even that. Bring hydroxy. I'm not saying don't take care of them, but you can't release. First, they were saying it was non-violent criminals. All right. But killers and rapists and people that rape children are being really, come on.
And then doing stuff again and getting knocked again.
People got to get sued personally for that. You can't. How is that even allowed? So, and they're releasing them. And meanwhile, you're locking up people like Shelley Luther. Come on, man. So, anyway, she was released, thank God, and she got to spend Yo, think about that piece of crap judge. Meanwhile, there's a lot of skeletons in his closet, I heard. Yeah, it should be coming out soon. But,
Who, this guy here?
No. No, this is the guy with General Flynn.
Oh, the one from
Shelley Luther, yeah, another racist. Mm-hmm. He actually, it didn't even hit me because, my mother passed away when I was young, a long time, so I don't celebrate Mother's Day anymore. To me, I try to avoid even thinking about it. But anyway, I was happy for her. Well, first I wasn't, because then I didn't even realize that this punk sentenced her to jail. She would have been in jail for Mother's Day? Like, even last week when I did the show, I didn't even realize.
Yeah, the timing,
the timing, that it was Mother's Day. So, and he was going to have her locked up for Mother's Day? Yo, what a grimy, these judges, they got to be disbarred and thrown off the court, man. So,
there's always a lot of videos of them trying to throw weight around, too, like with cops who pull them over and things like that. It's always like I'm a judge. You know who I am.
A lot of them are scum.
It's pretty up there.
So, of course, you have your good judges, too.
Oh, of course.
But the ones that are scum are scum. You know what it is? The good judges, they're not right or left or Republican. They go by the law.
Yeah, they're a judge.
They go by the Constitution. They don't make the law. These activist judges are actually breaking their responsibility. And that shouldn't be allowed. But anyway, so I was happy at least Shelley Luther got to spend Mother's Day with her kids. Thank God. Like I said, when I did the show last week, I didn't even know that Sunday was Mother's Day. Like I said, I try to forget that day. Although I do wish all of you mothers a happy Mother's Day. I hope you enjoyed it. But for me, it's not a good day. So, what's it called? So at least she got to spend that with. Thank God the Supreme Court of Texas did the right thing and let her out. And then Senator Cruz went and got a haircut from her after.
That
too.
was a good look.
I love it.
That was a good look.
Yeah. So but then right away, like in the beginning of the day, I caught up with things in the early afternoon. I saw about Shelley Luther, so I was very happy. I even posted about it. Then later at night, when I check up on things again, I see that General Flynn, the DOJ, dropped the charges against General Flynn.
Nice.
And now you have this punk Judge Sullivan, who's another racist. Put that up there if you want, Adam. Look at this racist punk. You have this dirtbag judge who never did nothing in his life. Okay? Wanting to delay the DOJ dropping the charge. How does this? He can't even do this. The DOJ, in other words, the state dropped the charges. Goodbye. This guy is holding up from signing off on it. This racist, leftist piece of garbage. Okay? Meanwhile, General Flynn is a hero, war hero, 3-star general that knows a lot. That's why they went after him. And I hope the best revenge will be General Flynn becoming the head of the FBI, cleaning house and locking up everybody responsible for what happened. That would be justice. But anyway, this Judge Sullivan now, he wants to let anybody say their piece. Folks, I can't even explain this the right way because it defies logic. He wants to allow anybody that has nothing to do with the case, nobody involved, to come and say their piece. In other words, and he has some people, it shows you now, see? I always knew that they set up Nixon and he didn't have power to like thwart that. Because now that Judge Sullivan wants to let in some Watergate investigators to come and say their piece about General Flynn. Meanwhile, they have nothing to do with the case. They're nothing. It's like people walking off the street and giving their opinion. So he wants to allow a bunch of nobodies that have nothing to do with nothing, just political hacks, to come in and give their opinion about what should be done with General Flynn. Like, nah, Judge Sullivan, yeah, is what I got for you. You're a dirtbag. And I hope he's disbarred and ends up on the street begging for money. I want to see Judge Sullivan on the street. You got $1? You got $1? That's what they all deserve.
So you're saying this thing allows the public to just have to get
Anybody,
comment?
Yeah.
'Cause that's what it says here. It looks like Judge Sullivan will allow for public comment. I didn't even know there was a provision for that kind of thing.
Me neither.
Because what is your opinion or mine relevant to in that case? As just regular folks, right?
Seriously.
Like, why should we get to go comment on that?
Seriously.
Are we expert witnesses? Do we get to show up and have our say matter? Like, why?
Thank you.
Why?
Meanwhile, the DOJ, the government, they say, well, no, we're dropping the charges.
Oh my God.
So you had this one racist judge in Dallas wanting to put a woman that wanted to just support her family in jail during Mother's Day. Thank God the Texas Supreme Court overruled that one. And now you got this mutt, Judge Sullivan, mutt, over here, trying to delay justice for General Flynn. Nah, I don't think so, homeboy. Nah, I don't think so. So yeah, I just wanted to, let you all know. That's what I'm saying, man. Hey, you gotta take a few days off from this once in a while. This shit, my blood starts boiling. I'm like, yo, it defies logic. I'm a high IQ, logical person. That just this stuff just defies all logic to me. I know the Constitution very well. This is all unconstitutional and everything. This is just ridiculous. So, what's next over there?
Let's see. We got.
Oh,
that's
good
right.
luck. Yeah, put that one on, folks. Check this. I saw this today. This is great. Look at what someone did on a LA freeway. I'm telling you, the seat flipped yesterday, and now this. Look at what somebody put over here. Show the video there in them. This is, they named the highway President Barack Obama Highway. Look at what somebody put. This is not Photoshopped either. This is real video. Barry Sotomayor, that's his real name. Oh, how you doing? Illegal wiretaps, fake dossiers, and election. What do you say? Election insurance.
Interference, I think.
Interference.
Yeah.
What is it show? What is that?
I think they're just showing where it is on the side of the highway.
Yeah,
That's
look,
pretty funny.
Great job to the Patriots that did that.
That's funny.
And that's in Cali.
Hey, people got to get creative with how to entertain ourselves in this time.
Yep.
Oop,
So I think
wait.
that's funny.
That's pretty big.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at everybody sees that. I love it. That's great.
I don't know why they're filming. I don't know what they're pointing at over there. You said CHP. I'm not sure what that means, but.
No, California Highway Patrol.
Oh, okay.
They've turned out California Highway Patrol into a bunch of thugs too. Gavin Newsom's turned them into thugs, man. It's bad. Something has to, that guy has to be arrested too. So yeah. Now check out this video I found also about Barry Soyatoro over here, the Soros puppet, talking about New World Order back in the day. Oh, look at this video over here, folks. You gotta check it out right here. You gotta go back. You have the video. You have the tweet on.
Yep.
Right here. Oh, look at Barry Illuminati right here.
Are too small-minded to ordinary men and women are too small-minded to govern their own affairs. That order and progress can only come when individuals surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign.
Freaking traitor.
And for the international order that we have worked for generations, ordinary men and women are too small-minded to govern their own affairs.
Oh, really? My mind's a lot bigger than yours,
that
boy.
order and progress can
My other
only
thing's a lot
come
bigger
when
than yours, too.
individuals surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign. And for the international order that we have worked for generations,
It's off.
Folks, now you saw that, right? I'm not making it up right there. So that's exactly what's going on. He's a traitor. He should be arrested. He's involved. He's a head of Obamagate. And now you heard today, it comes out that sleepy, creepy, quid pro quo, say it ain't so, sloppy Joe Biden was also involved in the unmasking of General Flynn. Oh, we didn't know that. Oh, believe me, I knew that. So sleepy, creepy, quid pro quo, say it ain't so, sloppy Joe Biden. Also, he's in bed with China. He's a China puppet, okay? He was involved in spying on a political campaign, okay? So he should be held accountable for that. And also, I like to also talk about one other thing. You heard about the barber in Michigan? Do we save that on the side over there? In the bookmarks, we did, right?
I could find it, but we didn't have it open.
The bottom line is that a 77-year-old barber opened up his shop and was saying, screw this. And yet, a judge ruled that in his favor that it's unconstitutional to make him shut his business down. So a judge ruled that it was fine. All of a sudden, Whitmer, same thing. She is now taking away the poor man's license. Look at this. I'm telling you, they're picking on senior citizens, man. I don't like that. That ain't good. Very bad. And this poor man, she took away his license? No, that's a hard lawsuit. So a judge ruled in his favor. And then Whitmer, she said, takes away the poor senior's license. Folks, this has gotta. Man, let me tell you something. Whoever votes for a Democrat ever again is a freaking moron. Seriously. Although a lot of people don't vote. Like, I heard Whitmer won because of voter fraud in Detroit. The rest of them, now, you know what maybe might have to happen? Like, you know how you have these conservative counties that aren't even listening to the Democrats' tyrannical orders? Maybe you got to make some more states. Maybe, like, there shouldn't be one governor controlling a whole state. Meanwhile, the majority of the state is even against them. And you have small pockets that aren't even many Americans there, and there's a lot of voter fraud that are actually influencing the whole state. You can't have that. So maybe you got to just make, break states into half. You have the conservative part and the Democrat part. Because it's not right for people to have to live under that. So, and she's picking on a 77-year-old.
Oh,
you know what?
Check this, too. They tried to shut his whole business down.
Yeah, look at this. On Monday, a Shiawassee County judge denied a request from the state to issue a temporary restraining order against Mankey, which would have been forcing him to close immediately. Okay?
It's crazy, man.
He reopened his barbershop and also on May 4th, defying Gretchen's stay-home order, which classifies barbers and hairstylists as non-essential workers who aren't allowed to operate. Yeah, except the one that does her hair, right? The Owasso Police Department issued a warning and 2 tickets to Mankey before turning over the issue to prosecutors. Michigan State Police served papers and Mankey's shop on Friday. What is this? Folks, no. You know what? Also look at my tweets because I did retweet. Heather Krish had a thing on this also that I retweeted on my main page over there.
Mm-hmm.
So you go there. It's one of, I retweeted it. So scroll a little, right there. Yeah. Yeah, if you click on that, show Heather Chris's tweet. Yeah. Heather's from Michigan, by the way, a great patriot. And she informs me of what's going on. I have people all over the world that inform me what's going on all over the places in the world. That's why you get the real news. So here you go. So this has been a topic for the past week. When the court ruled against Governor Whitmer, executive order, she then goes after his license. The man is 77 years old and could no longer afford not to be open. Come on, man. Come on. Nah, man, that's wrong.
How dare he want to eat?
Yo, let me tell you something. Another big thing I've learned in life also, karma is a you-know-what. Okay? Man, I just hope karma gets these people and we get to see it. That's ridiculous. Picking on a 77-year-old barber. You kidding me? That's what I'm saying. That's unconstitutional. And you know what? These politicians, honestly, should be sued personally for this. I'm not being funny. Taxpayers shouldn't have to pay for this. They're the ones that make these decisions. They got to suffer the consequences for it. This Whitmer, oh, what a dirty, filthy. Man, the Democrat governors are the worst, man. They're the worst. Are you kidding me? Think about what's going on. They've done the worst job than anybody. So, it really is amazing. Unbelievable. Hey, everybody, you know what? We have some time. Drop me a comment. Say hello, share. Don't forget, folks, share this. Like this. If you're on Periscope, retweet this. So people, hey, Margie, how are you? How's everything? Rocco Strongberg, what's going on, man? Drop me a comment, everybody. Give you a shout out. I try to touch up on everything. I think I did.
I mean, there's a lot. It's funny, too. I wonder what all the stuff is that's going on that they're not talking about in the news, because everything is the virus. Everything.
That's what I mean.
No, there's got to be stuff's got to be happening.
That's a distraction also.
Like, what's happening in the world?
That's a distraction also from stuff that they're doing. They're trying to sign other gun legislation and, crazy. Again, they want to take away your kids if you're sick. Yeah, what?
You know what it seems like they're trying to do? They're obviously using it as like a fulcrum so they can implement the infrastructure stuff they want for the control stuff that they want.
That's
like
what
you were
it is.
saying, you know?
Listen
Yeah.
to me. At this point, it's come down to this. Which side is going to win with this? You have the left that wants to totally use this. Again, was the left personally involved in actually setting off the pandemic with China? Like, did they call up Xi and be like, yo, Xi, yo, homie, listen. This guy tried to do something to try to wreck him. And that's why they released the pandemic. And also they're trying to rob us. Again, I heard Nancy Pelosi. Ooh, seriously, folks, you all remember Skeletor back in the days? Nancy looks like Skeletor. Who would have thought Skeletor was transgender? I mean, it happened. I heard Skeletor went transgender, which I have nothing against. You could do whatever you want. And yo, that's when Nancy, that's why she's like 1,000 years old. So Nancy Pelosi, Skeletor, transgender Skeletor. Who would have thought? I guess He-Man lumped him up so bad that he changed sexes. Right? It happens. Again, I'm not against it. I'm not knocking it for that. But she's also a crooked, dirty politician. And now she's coming out. She wants like $3 billion more. 3 trillion. I'm sorry, folks. You don't understand this. Look at what they're trying to rob us blind. They already released, what is it, $4 trillion, and like 300 billion went to the the checks we got. Then you had another like 700 something. So like $1 trillion went to small business and us. Where's the other money? Now you got Gavin Newsom, who's another crook rat.
Hey, where'd the surplus go, Gavin?
Yeah, well, not even, Gavin's also saying that he's getting together with other states like Oregon, New Mexico, Colorado. They want like a group. Listen to what these people, they're trying to rob us blind. They're trying to do like they want $1 trillion. Hey, guys, I want $1 trillion. Give me $1 trillion. So they want $1 trillion because you know why? They want to just rob us blind. They said, they want $1 trillion combined with those states, like they're making like a little pact. So then when the elections come, they could get together and say, well, we didn't get help. They want it for the hospitals. Meanwhile, they have enough money. Don't they tax people up the butt? But they got money to give illegals for their pet programs, for their corrupt programs. We know, pay-for-play schemes.
California wastes so much money that they're like the 5th or 6th largest economy in the world.
But yet,
and they're in like a deficit because they spend it all so badly.
Thank you.
They are a money-making machine, and they have no money.
Folks, I don't know if you know this or not, but when this pandemic first started, Governor Newsom was talking in front of the state legislature, and they all gave him a standing ovation because he said he'd be able to spend all the money that he wanted without any accountability from the legislature. What? That's like straight up going and jacking someone up at gunpoint. The whole legislature was like, I could spend all the money. I don't have to be accountable for none. And honestly, see, on you.
It's pretty true.
Now, this is what bothers me. I'll guarantee you, if you could stop voter fraud in those places, look, you saw how that seat flipped yesterday to Mr. Garcia. Congratulations. I think it's Mike Garcia. The seat flipped yesterday. Perhaps didn't have voter fraud. Or maybe they did. It just he won by so much that it didn't matter. They underestimated it. This might be a test run, which they better be careful. Like I said, I don't care what anyone says. I don't trust Ronna McDaniel as the head of the RNC whatsoever because she's Romney's niece. And she allowed the midterms in 2018 to be stolen by the Democrats and did nothing about it. So I don't trust her. I hope President Trump has another plan because I don't trust her. Okay? So, you know what bothers me? Some people are saying, I'll give you an example. I'm glad I remembered this. I was on Twitter, and somebody on Twitter had said, I'm thinking about leaving New York. What state do you recommend, patriots out there, that I go to? What's red? What's good, So people were giving their recommendations, and all of them were saying, just please, if you come here, don't vote don't bring your liberal Democrat ways with you. Because a lot of people who are fleeing California and New York are actually going, like, from New York. A lot of people going to Carolina and Florida, and they're voting Democrat. I mean, folks, this is why it's proven that the liberals, well, the modern liberals especially, the libturds and the leftists are actually clinically insane. I mean, that's all the proof you need. They leave a Democrat-controlled area because of the Democrats, but then they go to a conservative area that's Republican, that's doing great with low taxes, low crime, great. They move there, but yet they want to bring the same policies that ruined their previous home, and they're gonna vote. I mean, well, first of all, I've always voted Republican in my entire life. I never voted Democrat, and I hope by the time I die, they figure out a way where I'm not gonna vote Democrat after I'm dead. Because that's the only time that I would ever vote Democrat if my vote is stolen. But, like, imagine me leaving New York. Again, even here I vote Republican, though, okay. But leave New York and go and vote Democrat somewhere, like in a place that's conservative Republican, that's doing great for that reason, and voting the same policies that ruined your previous home. That's the definition of insanity.
It's the same as the AOC arrogance. It's, hey, I'm the new guy here. Let me tell you how it's going to go.
No, it's
same thing. They walk in like they can just say bad idea.
No, it's not a good comparison. Because the point is people left their places because they ruined them.
That's my point. But they still think they're right.
Yeah, but she's different. Yeah, she has arrogance, but it's a different ballgame. Those people literally, the political views ruined their home. But yet, so folks, let me tell you something. You saw about that dirtbag, the Speaker of the New York City Council, Corey Johnson, how he said he didn't want Samaritan's Purse here anymore. No thank you, no none, okay? Meanwhile, think about it. Samaritan's Purse, they had like 300-something people they helped. They probably had extra room to house people instead of them going into nursing homes and infecting the whole nursing home. Again, you had the Jacob Javits complex, which is huge. They could have housed all the seniors that were sick in there. The ship, they didn't. Anyway, that situation will always bother me now. Until it's resolved. Even then, the lives are lost. But anyway, what was I saying? I got totally, that part really bothers me about this. I hope somebody pays for that. But anyway, folks, yeah, this is what I wanted to say. So Corey Johnson told Samaritan's Purse he didn't want them anymore. You know, Cuomo has said in the past that conservatives aren't welcome in New York. And also, I remember a couple of years ago, the NRA wanted to do a meeting somewhere in Brooklyn at a nice restaurant, and the leftists started calling, threatening the restaurant. They're going to boycott them. They're going to not allow the NRA to do their little meeting over there in Brooklyn. Really? If I was the owner of the place, I would have said, yeah, try it. Come and screw you. Bafangu. You ain't doing nothing. Try to hurt my business. See what happens. That's what I would have done, but that's me. But anyway. So yeah, the NRA couldn't even. So the Democrats, they totally drive out conservatives, make it very unwelcome for them. They're violent. Now, I'm not calling for any violence, so don't ever get it twisted. No violence. But anybody in red areas, if Democrats move there and liberals from other places, oh, I got thrown off Facebook. Did you all get thrown off right now? Oh, what happened?
You're good.
Oh, I threw off my phone. Folks, do me a favor, drop me a comment, tell me if you got thrown off or not, and tell me if you're still there. So anyway, just make it uncomfortable and make sure you support the Republican candidates. And don't let these Democrats ever, they're worse than roaches. They're like zombie, radioactive, infested, disease-infested roaches. Once they come in, they do voter fraud. It's hard to get them out. So don't be nice to these liberals that come from other states. If they change and they're Republican and they're conservative and they go along with what's been working in your place, then of course be welcome. I'm not saying, hey, if New York and Cali and say, hey, I was a Democrat, but I'll never vote for that again, welcome them. Of course, join. But even candidates there, you got to protest against them, and you can never let your areas, like you see people, when that person asked on Twitter where they should go if they're a conservative, and people were saying, come here, but don't go to Austin, Texas, as liberals took over, people from Cali took over, don't go to, I forget, East Texas. People were saying, and these are red areas, and they're saying that these libtards, they moved in from Democrat areas that the Democrats ruined, and they're voting Democrat. Don't make them feel comfortable there. I'm not, again, no violence, but protest them. Don't be nice to them. Say, yo, get out of here if you don't like our way. You're not bringing that lip turd, because you know what? The Democrats, the left, they don't treat conservatives good in those areas. And, me, I'm not a turn the other cheek type guy. Not at all. And also, my theory is, how they say an eye for an eye? I'm an eye for two eyes. Take my one eye, I'm taking both of yours. It's the way it goes. So conservatives are not treated good in Democrat areas and libtard areas. Don't treat them good in your areas. And if they come from other places, you keep telling them, the Democrat, the leftist policies ruined your previous home. Don't bring your crap over here. Be tough and firm. Again, no reason to get violent and all, but unless, listen, if you're attacked, you got to defend yourself, always. I'm all for protection and self-defense, but because the libtards, they're the violent ones for no reason and all that. So, again, protect your turfs, conservatives. If if your area is red, it's doing well, keep it that way. That's all I'm saying. And for anybody who actually moves out of a Democrat area and goes there and votes, you're clinically insane. If you vote Democrat, if you got driven out of the area because of policies. If you vote Democrat, you're clinically insane. Go get your head checked out. That's the way I see it, okay? So, anyway, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, Joey Galuch, I just saw you right here. What's going on, Joey? Heather, everybody. Paul Shabbat, what's going on? Margie Weisskopf. So, thank you for tuning in, everybody. Always great to see you. Stay safe, stay healthy. Let's hope things work out for the best. I just hope President Trump is able to make these people pay for what they've done. That pretty much simplifies all of it. I really hope he's able to. That would be justice, because this is getting out of hand. So, again, always be in fight mode, survivor mode. Stay safe, stay healthy. God bless all of you. Again, look out for my post on Facebook and Twitter at Uncle Tony RP. I might do a pop-up scope when I'm in the mood. Keep an eye out. God bless all of you. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you all soon. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Have a great night.